plus-sized lady got stranded in a snowstorm. The millionaire Alpha took her into his mansion in Florida. I need you to picture something right now. You're warm, safe. Then suddenly you're not. Your eyes snap open, and nothing makes sense. The ceiling above you isn't yours. The sheets wrapped around your body feel like liquid silk against your skin, expensive, soft, unfamiliar. Your heart slams against your ribcage because you realize something that sends ice through your veins. You're naked. Completely naked. And you have absolutely no idea how you got here. That's exactly where Amelia Rowan finds herself right now. Eyes wide, breath shallow. Her mind scrambling to piece together what happened, but there's nothing. Just blanks. Just fog. The room around her is huge, modern, all clean lines and muted grays. Floor-to-ceiling windows reveal a world covered in white, snow, thick and relentless, blanketing everything outside. But that's impossible, right? Because the last thing she remembers, she was in Florida. Florida doesn't get snow. Florida doesn't do this. Her fingers grip the sheet tighter, pulling it up to her chest. Her skin feels hot despite the cold she knows is outside. And then there's the smell.
God, the smell.
It's everywhere.
Cedar.
Rich and woodsy. But underneath it, there's something else. Something wild. Something primal that makes the hairs on the back of her neck stand up, makes her pulse quicken in a way that's equal parts fear and something she can't quite name. She sits up slowly, carefully, like any sudden movement might shatter whatever fragile reality she's clinging to.
Her clothes are gone.
Completely gone. She scans the room, desperate for answers, for context, for anything. That's when she hears it.
A growl. Low. Deep.
Rumbling from somewhere outside the room, down a hallway she can't see. It vibrates through the walls, through the floor, through her bones. It's not a dog. It's too big for that. Too threatening. Her breath catches in her throat. Every instinct screams at her to run. But where? She doesn't even know where she is. The growl stops. Silence. Worse than the growl. So much worse. Because now she's waiting. Waiting for whatever made that sound to come through the door. Waiting for the truth she's not sure she's ready for. Then footsteps. Heavy. Deliberate. Coming closer. Her heart is hammering so hard she's sure whoever's out there can hear it. She presses herself back against the headboard, clutching that sheet like it's armor. The door handle turns. Slowly. The door swings open. And there he is. Tall doesn't even begin to cover it. He fills the entire doorway, shoulders broad enough to block out the light from the hallway behind him. 6'4", maybe more. Dark hair, slightly tousled like he's been running his hands through it. A jawline sharp enough to cut glass. But it's his eyes that lock her in place. Amber. Not brown. Not hazel. Amber. Like molten gold caught in the dim light of the room, burning with an intensity that makes her forget how to breathe. He's holding something. Her clothes. Folded neatly.
Completely dry.
Untouched. For a moment, neither of them speaks. The air between them feels thick, charged, like the split second before lightning strikes. She should say something. Ask where she is. Ask who he is. Ask why she's naked in his bed. But the words won't come. They're stuck somewhere between her brain and her mouth, tangled up in the way he's looking at her. Not leering. Not threatening. Just looking. Like he's seeing straight through her, past the sheet, past the fear, into something deeper. His voice, when it finally comes, is low. Controlled. The kind of voice that doesn't need to be loud to command a room. You passed out in the snow. Simple.
Direct.
But it doesn't explain anything.
Not really.
Amelia's throat is dry. She swallows hard, forces herself to meet his eyes, even though every nerve at her body is screaming at her to look away. Your body temperature was dropping, he continues, taking a single step into the room. Not closer to her. Just inside the threshold. Like he's giving her space. Like he knows she's terrified. I had to get you warm. Fast. Get her warm. That's why her clothes are off. That's why she's in his bed. Hypothermia. Skin-to-skin contact. It makes sense. Logically, it makes perfect sense. But logic doesn't stop the heat crawling up her neck, doesn't stop the way her pulse is racing, doesn't stop the 1,000 questions exploding in her mind all at once.
She still doesn't speak. Can't.
Her voice feels like it's been stolen. So she just stares at him. And he stares back. That amber gaze unwavering, unreadable. The silence stretches between them, taut as a wire. And in that silence, something shifts. Something unspoken. Something neither of them understands yet but both of them feel. It crackles in the air like static electricity. It hums beneath her skin. It makes her hyper-aware of everything. The way the sheet is slipping slightly off her shoulder, the way his jaw tightens just a fraction, the way his hands grip her clothes a little too tightly, like he's holding himself back from something. This man saved her life. She knows that much. But there's something else happening here. Something bigger. Something dangerous. And the worst part? She's not sure she wants to run from it. Before we go any further, and trust me, you need to hear what happens next. I want you to do something for me. Comment below which country you're watching from.
Seriously. I want to see how far this story is traveling.
If you don't comment, I'm going to assume you're hiding something just like Jason is hiding something from Amelia right now. Something big. Something that's going to turn her entire world upside down. Drop your country in the comments. Let's go. Chapter 1. Rewind. 12 hours earlier. Because you need to understand how she got there. How a woman like Amelia Rowan, smart, careful, someone who plans everything down to the minute, ends up naked in a stranger's bed in the middle of a Florida snowstorm that shouldn't even exist. Amelia is 29. A data analyst from Chicago. The kind of woman who sees patterns where others see chaos. Numbers don't lie to her. Numbers don't cheat. Numbers don't steal credit for her work and then gaslight her into thinking she's overreacting.
People do that.
Numbers? Numbers are clean, predictable, safe. People think she's shy. They're wrong.
She's not shy.
She's selective. There's a difference. She doesn't waste words on people who don't matter, doesn't perform friendliness for strangers who'll forget her name in 5 minutes. She observes. She listens.
She waits.
And when she does speak, it's because she has something worth saying. But lately, she's had nothing to say. Not to her ex-boyfriend who spent 6 months telling her she was too serious, while he was out being not serious enough with his coworker. Not to her boss who took her analysis, slapped his name on it, and presented it to the board while she sat in the back of the room swallowing her rage. Not to her friends or the people she thought were her friends, who took his side because he was charming and she was just her. So she did what any reasonable person on the edge of a breakdown would do. She booked a flight. Solo trip to Miami.
Sunshine.
Beaches. Fruity drinks with umbrellas. A chance to remember what it feels like to breathe without someone else's expectations crushing her chest. Except nothing about this trip has gone according to plan. The flight gets diverted. Not delayed. Diverted. To some tiny regional airport outside Tallahassee that looks like it was built in 1987 and hasn't been updated since. The pilot's voice crackles over the intercom, apologetic but firm. Freak weather. Unseasonable cold front.
Snow.
In Florida. The kind of weather that makes meteorologists question their degrees and news anchors stumble over their scripts, because how do you explain snow in Florida without sounding like you've lost your mind? Amelia stares out the window as they descend.
White.
Everything is white. Snow blankets the ground, the trees, the runways. It's beautiful in a surreal, unsettling way. Like the universe looked at her sad little escape plan and said, "Not today." The airport is chaos. Delayed flights. Canceled flights. Families camped out on benches. Crying babies. Frazzled staff repeating the same scripted apologies over and over. Amelia grabs her carry-on and checks her phone. 3% battery. Of course. Because why would anything be easy? She books a rideshare.
Waits.
The driver cancels. She books another. That one cancels too. The airport announces they're closing in 30 minutes due to unsafe conditions. Her phone dies. Just blinks out. Black screen.
Dead.
And that's when the panic starts to creep in. Not the loud kind. The quiet kind. The kind that sits in your chest like a stone and makes it hard to pull in a full breath. She's alone. In an airport that's shutting down. In a state she doesn't know. With no phone. No charger. No plan. She asks a staff member about hotels. Sold out. All of them. She asks about shelters. Nothing close. The woman behind the desk gives her a sympathetic look that somehow makes everything worse.
Pity.
Amelia hates pity. So she does the only thing she can think of.
She walks.
Out into the snow. Into the cold. The airport is surrounded by nothing. Just flat stretches of land and distant trees and a two-lane road that disappears into white. She pulls her coat tighter, thin, meant for Miami, useless here. Her breath comes out in clouds. Her fingers start to ache almost immediately. She keeps walking. One foot in front of the other. There has to be something. A gas station. A motel. Anything. Her carry-on wheels drag through the snow, catching on ice, slowing her down. Her flashlight flickers. Weak beam cutting through the darkness. The cold isn't just uncomfortable anymore. It's biting. Vicious. It gets under her skin into her bones. She's been walking for maybe 20 minutes when she realizes she can't feel her toes. Another 10, and her hands are numb. Her teeth are chattering. Her body is shaking so hard it's difficult to walk straight. The road is empty. No cars. No lights. Just her and the snow and the wind that cuts through her coat like it's made of paper. That's when she sees it. A light. Far off the road. Barely visible through the trees.
Warm.
Golden.
Real.
A mansion. It rises out of the landscape like something from a dream. Massive. Modern. All glass and stone and clean lines. The kind of place that costs more than she'll make in a lifetime. Lights glow from inside, soft and inviting. She doesn't think. Doesn't care who lives there or whether they'll help. She just stumbles toward it, feet dragging, vision starting to blur at the edges. There's a gate.
Tall. Iron. Locked.
An intercom panel glows faintly beside it. She presses the button. Once.
Twice.
Her fingers are so cold, she can barely feel the pressure. No answer. She presses again. Holds it down. Nothing. Her legs give out. She doesn't collapse, so much as crumple. Back sliding down the gate until she's sitting in the snow. The cold seeps through her jeans instantly. She should get up. Keep moving. But she can't. Her body won't cooperate. Her eyelids feel heavy. The shaking is starting to slow down, which she knows, somewhere in the back of her fading mind, is a bad sign. This is how it ends, she thinks. Not in some dramatic way. Just quiet.
Cold.
Alone on the wrong side of a gate in a state that isn't supposed to have snow. And that's when Jason Alex finds her. He's outside. Has been for the last hour. Pacing the perimeter of his estate like he does every night when the restlessness gets too loud to ignore. The wolf inside him is always there, always prowling just beneath his skin, but tonight it's worse. Agitated. On edge. He doesn't know why. There's no threat. No reason for the tension coiled in his muscles, the way his senses are cranked up to 11. And then he smells it. Vanilla. Sweet and warm, cutting through the sharp bite of winter air. Something floral underneath. Delicate. But mixed with it fear. The acrid, bitter scent of adrenaline. And cold. The scent of someone losing the fight against hypothermia. His wolf snarls. Not in aggression. In alarm. He moves before he thinks. Following the scent to the front gate. And there she is. Slumped against the iron bars, head tilted to the side, eyes closed. Snow is already starting to gather on her shoulders, in her hair. Her lips have a bluish tint. Her breathing is shallow. Human. Fragile.
Dying.
Jason doesn't do people anymore. Hasn't for 5 years. Not since everything fell apart. Not since he lost everyone and rebuilt himself in this isolated fortress where no one can reach him, no one can hurt him, no one can demand anything from him. He's been alone.
By choice.
And it's been safer that way. But looking at her now, crumpled and freezing and fading, something in him cracks. He opens the gate, kneels beside her. Her skin is ice under his fingers. He checks her pulse.
Weak.
Too weak. Her body is shutting down, conserving what little heat it has left. If he leaves her, she'll be dead in an hour. Maybe less. He doesn't leave her. He lifts her into his arms. She's light. Too light.
Her head lolls against his chest.
She doesn't wake. Doesn't stir. His wolf rumbles, protective instincts flooding his system in a way that's both familiar and terrifying. He shouldn't care. Doesn't want to care. But his body is already moving, carrying her inside, kicking the door shut behind him. The mansion is warm. He takes her straight to his bedroom, the only room with a fireplace already going. He lays her on the bed. Her clothes are soaked through.
Coat. Jeans.
Sweater. Everything. Wet fabric clinging to her skin, stealing what little body heat she has left. He doesn't hesitate.
Can't afford to.
Hypothermia doesn't wait for modesty. He peels off her coat, her sweater, her jeans. His movements are clinical, efficient. He's not thinking about the curve of her waist or the way her skin looks pale against the dark sheets. He's thinking about core temperature, about survival. He wraps her in blankets.
Thick.
Heavy. Layers of warmth. But it's not enough. Her body is too cold. The shivering has stopped completely, which means she's past the point where her body can regulate itself. Skin to skin. That's what she needs. Direct heat transfer. Jason strips off his shirt, climbs into the bed beside her, pulls her against him. Her skin is shockingly cold against his chest. He wraps his arms around her, tucks her head under his chin, and wills his body heat into hers. His wolf growls.
Low.
Possessive. He fights it down. She's human. She's nothing to him. This is just biology. Just survival. He's done this before, pulled injured pack members back from the edge. This is no different. Except it is. Because her scent is everywhere now. Vanilla and something floral he can't name. It fills his lungs with every breath. And underneath it, beneath the fear and the cold, there's something else. Something that makes his wolf sit up and take notice. Something that feels like recognition. He tells himself it's nothing. Tells himself she'll wake up, he'll get her warm, and she'll leave. Back to whatever life she came from. And he'll go back to his isolation.
His safety.
His control. But his body doesn't believe him. Because even unconscious, even freezing, she fits against him like she was made to be there. And that terrifies him more than anything has in 5 years. Chapter 2. Morning light floods the room. Not gentle, not soft. Harsh.
Bright.
The kind of light that forces you awake whether you're ready or not. Amelia's eyes open slowly, cautiously, like her brain is trying to decide if the last 12 hours actually happened or if she dreamed the whole thing. But the silk sheets are real. The unfamiliar ceiling is real. And the dull ache in her muscles, the kind that comes from your body fighting off hypothermia, that's real too. She's alone. The bed beside her is empty.
Cold.
Like no one was ever there. But she knows someone was. She remembers the warmth, the solid presence, the way strong arms wrapped around her and pulled her back from the edge of something dark and final. Her clothes are folded neatly on a chair beside the bed.
Dry. Clean.
Like they've been through a dryer, pressed, cared for. She stares at them for a long moment, processing. He didn't just save her. He took care of her. And that thought, that simple, unexpected kindness, makes something twist uncomfortably in her chest. She dresses quickly. Hands shaking slightly, but not from cold this time. From nerves. From the weight of waking up in a stranger's home and having to face him in the daylight. Having to look him in the eye and acknowledge what happened without really understanding any of it. Her jeans fit perfectly. Her sweater smells faintly of cedar and that wild scent she couldn't place last night. His scent. It clings to the fabric, and she hates that part of her doesn't mind it. She steps into the hallway.
And stops.
Because the mansion is stunning. Not just big.
Stunning.
Floor-to-ceiling windows dominate every wall, framing views of snow-covered grounds that stretch out like something from a winter postcard. The kind of view people pay thousands of dollars a night to wake up to. Modern art hangs on the walls, abstract pieces, bold colors, expensive. Everything is clean lines and muted tones.
Grays. Whites.
Blacks. No clutter. No mess. No warmth. And no photos. That's what strikes her. No family pictures. No snapshots of friends. No personal touches at all. It's beautiful, yes, but it feels empty. Like a showroom. Like no one actually lives here. Like this place is a fortress designed to keep the world out, not a home designed to let anyone in. She walks slowly through the hallway, her footsteps silent on the polished hardwood floors. The house is quiet. Too quiet. She can hear her own breathing, her own heartbeat. And underneath it, somewhere distant, the faint sound of movement. Water running. Cabinets opening and closing. She follows the sound. The kitchen is massive. Open concept. Marble countertops. Stainless steel appliances. An island big enough to seat 8 people. And standing at the counter, back to her, is Jason Alex. He's making coffee. The smell hits her first.
Rich. Dark.
Exactly what she needs. He's dressed in a simple black t-shirt and jeans, casual, but the way he moves is anything but relaxed. His shoulders are tense. His movements precise. Controlled. Like he's aware of every inch of space he occupies and is deliberately keeping himself contained. He doesn't turn around. Doesn't acknowledge her, even though she knows he heard her. There's no way he didn't. Storm should clear by tonight, he says. His voice is flat. Neutral. The warmth from last night, if there ever was any, is gone. I'll drive you to the airport.
Direct.
Efficient. Dismissive. Amelia nods, even though he can't see her. Doesn't say, thank you. Doesn't launch into the awkward speech she's been rehearsing in her head about how grateful she is, how she owes him her life, how she doesn't know what she would have done if he hadn't found her. Because something tells her he doesn't want to hear it. Something tells her that would make this harder for both of them. She doesn't explain why she was out there either. Doesn't tell him about the canceled rideshares or the dead phone, or the moment she thought she was going to die alone in the snow. He doesn't ask, and she's grateful for that. She moves to the island, sits on one of the high-back stools. The silence between them is heavy.
Thick.
The kind of silence that makes you hyper-aware of every sound. The drip of the coffee maker. The hum of the refrigerator. Her own breathing. Jason pours 2 mugs. Black. No sugar. No cream. He slides one across the counter toward her. Their fingers brush. Just for a second. Barely a touch. Electricity. It shoots up her arm, sharp and unexpected. Her breath catches. His jaw tightens. She sees it. The way his entire body goes rigid. The way his hand pulls back just a fraction too fast. Like he felt it too. Like it scared him. Neither of them acknowledges it. She wraps her hands around the mug.
Warm. Solid.
Something to hold on to.
She takes a sip.
It's perfect. Strong but not bitter. Exactly how she likes it. She doesn't mention that either. The silence stretches. Uncomfortable. Charged. Like there's a conversation happening beneath the surface that neither of them is willing to speak out loud. Finally, Amelia breaks. Why were you outside last night? Jason pauses. His hand stills over his own mug. He doesn't look at her. Couldn't sleep. In a snowstorm? I like the cold. It's not an answer. Not really. It's a deflection. And they both know it. She studies him. Really looks at him for the first time in daylight. Strong profile. Sharp jawline. Dark hair that's just long enough to be slightly unkempt. He's attractive. That's undeniable. But there's something else. Something in the way he holds himself. Guarded. Closed off. Like he's built walls so high even he's forgotten what's on the other side. His eyes flicker toward her for just a second. Amber. That same unsettling amber from last night. She blinks. The light in the kitchen is bright. Natural. No tricks. No shadows. But for just a moment, his eyes burned gold. Must be the light. Has to be. You live here alone? She asks. Yes. Big house for one person. I like space. She smirks.
Can't help it.
First time since she woke up. You don't talk much, do you? That gets him. He looks at her then. Really looks. And for the first time, something shifts in his expression. Not quite a smile, but close. A softening around his eyes. A hint of something human beneath all that control. Neither do you. She holds his gaze. Refuses to look away even though every instinct is telling her to. I talk. Just not to strangers. Fair enough. They sit in charged silence. And this time it's different. Not uncomfortable. Just heavy. Loaded. Like they're both waiting for the other to say something that matters. Something real. But Jason doesn't. He takes another sip of coffee. Looks out the window at the snow-covered grounds. His jaw is tight again. His shoulders tense. He wants her to leave. She can feel it radiating off him in waves. Needs her to leave. Because whatever this is, this strange, electric pull between them, it's dangerous. And he knows it. But there's something else too. Something underneath the tension. His wolf is clawing at him. She doesn't know that, of course.
Can't know that.
But Jason feels it. The animal inside him snarling, pacing, demanding that he make her stay. That he keep her close. That he protect her. He fights it down.
Hard.
Because he doesn't do this. Hasn't for 5 years.
Doesn't let people in.
Doesn't let himself care.
It's safer that way.
Cleaner. No attachments means no loss. No pain. No risk of watching someone else die because of what he is. But his body doesn't care about his rules. His wolf doesn't care about the walls he's built. They both want her. And that terrifies him more than anything. Amelia watches him. She's good at reading people. Always has been. Part of being quiet is learning to see what others miss. And right now, she sees the war happening inside him. Sees the way his hands grip his mug just a little too tight. The way his breathing is carefully controlled. The way he won't quite meet her eyes anymore.
He's afraid of something.
Not her, but something about her. Something she represents.
She should let it go.
Should finish her coffee. Wait for the storm to clear and get the hell out of here. Back to her life. Back to Miami and sunshine and the fresh start she was supposed to be getting. But she doesn't want to. And that's the part that scares her. Because this man is a stranger. She doesn't know him. Doesn't know why he lives alone in this massive, empty fortress. Doesn't know why his eyes flicker amber in certain lights. Doesn't know why his touch sent electricity through her entire body or why the sound of his voice makes something deep in her chest tighten. But she wants to know. God help her, she wants to know. Thank you, she says quietly. For last night. I would have died out there. Jason's jaw clenches. Don't what? Don't thank me. Why not? Because I didn't do it for gratitude. Then why did you do it? He finally looks at her. Full eye contact. And the intensity in his gaze nearly knocks the breath out of her. Because I could not. The words hang in the air between them. Heavy. Honest. More honest than either of them expected. Amelia's heart is pounding again.
Not from fear this time.
From something else. Something she doesn't have a name for yet. Jason breaks the gaze first. Looks away.
Takes a breath.
When he speaks again, his voice is back to that carefully controlled neutral. The roads should be clear by tonight. I'll get you to the airport. You can catch a flight to Miami. Get on with your vacation.
Right.
Her vacation. The escape she booked to forget about her imploded life. That feels like a lifetime ago now. Right, she says. But the word tastes wrong in her mouth. More silence. Jason's phone buzzes on the counter. He glances at it. His expression darkens. Just for a second. Then it's gone. replaced by that blank mask he wears so well. I have some work to handle, he says, standing. Make yourself comfortable. There's food in the fridge. Books in the library down the hall. Just don't go outside. Snow's still coming down. Not safe. He's leaving. Walking away. Putting distance between them, because that's what he does. That's how he survives. Amelia watches him go. Watches the tension in his shoulders. The way his hands flex at his sides like he's fighting the urge to turn around. And just before he disappears around the corner, she says, Jason.
He stops.
Doesn't turn, but he stops. I'm not afraid of you.
A pause.
Long, heavy. You should be. And then he's gone. Amelia sits in the kitchen. Alone. Coffee cooling in her hands. Heart racing. Mind spinning. Because Jason's about to tell her something that will change everything. But first, he's going to lie to her face.
Stay with me.
Chapter 3. The storm doesn't clear. It gets worse. By mid-afternoon, the news is calling it unprecedented. Meteorologists stumble over their words trying to explain how a winter storm this severe hit northern Florida. They use terms like polar vortex and atmospheric anomaly and climate crisis, but the truth is simpler than that. Nobody knows. The weather doesn't make sense. Roads are buried. Power lines are down across 3 counties. The entire region is paralyzed. Amelia watches the news on the massive television in Jason's living room. Her phone is still dead. She forgot her charger. Of course she did. Packed for Miami sunshine, not a winter apocalypse. She's trapped. Completely. No way out. No way to contact anyone. No choice but to stay in this beautiful, isolated fortress with a man who saved her life and then spent the entire morning avoiding her. Jason doesn't hide his frustration. She hears him moving through the house. Hears doors closing harder than necessary. Hears his footsteps, heavy, deliberate, pacing back and forth in some distant room. He disappears into his office around noon and doesn't come out. Hours pass. The silence stretches. And Amelia is left alone with nothing but her thoughts and the knowledge that she's stuck here. With him. For at least another night. Maybe longer. She should be panicking. Should be anxious. She's stranded with a stranger in the middle of nowhere. But instead, she feels something else. Something she didn't expect.
Curiosity.
So she explores. The mansion is massive. Room after room of sleek, modern design. Everything perfect. Everything in its place. But still no photos. No evidence that anyone actually lives here beyond the bare essentials. It's like he's existing, not living. Surviving, not thriving. She wanders down a hallway she hasn't been in yet. And that's when she finds it. The library. She stops in the doorway. Just stops. Because it's stunning. Floor-to-ceiling bookshelves line 3 walls, packed with books. Old ones, new ones, hardcovers, paperbacks, everything. A stone fireplace dominates the 4th wall, already lit, flames crackling softly. 2 leather chairs sit angled toward the fire. A thick rug covers the hardwood. Windows overlook the snow-covered grounds, the lights soft and gray. This room feels different. Lived in. Loved. This is where he spends his time. She knows it instinctively. Amelia steps inside, runs her fingers along the spines of the books. Fiction. Non-fiction. History. Philosophy. Poetry. An eclectic collection. The kind you build over years, not buy in bulk to fill space. She pulls one out, an old copy of East of Eden, pages worn, spine cracked from being read multiple times. She opens it. In the margins, someone has made notes. Thoughts. Reactions. Jason's handwriting, she assumes. Small. Neat. Thoughtful. She smiles. She can't help it. She curls up in one of the leather chairs, legs tucked under her, and starts reading. Not East of Eden. She puts that back, feels like she'd be intruding. She picks something else. A mystery novel. Nothing heavy. Just something to lose herself in. And for the first time in months, maybe years, she feels calm. Not the forced calm of meditation apps or breathing exercises.
Real calm.
The kind that settles into your bones and makes you forget, just for a little while, about everything that's broken in your life. She doesn't know how long she's been reading when she feels it. That prickle on the back of her neck. The awareness that someone is watching. She looks up. Jason is standing in the doorway. He's frozen there, completely still, staring at her. His expression is unreadable, but there's something in his eyes. Something raw, vulnerable. Like he's seeing something he didn't expect. Something he didn't plan for. Because she looks right. Sitting there in his chair, in his library, bathed in firelight with a book in her hands and her hair falling over her face. She looks like she belongs there. Like she's always been there. Like this space, his sanctuary, was waiting for her. His wolf purrs. A deep, satisfied rumble in his chest.
He hates it.
Hates that feeling. Hates that she's cracked something open inside him without even trying. You read, he says. His voice comes out rougher than he intended. She looks up. Meets his eyes. You sound surprised. Most people just scroll on their phones. I'm not most people. He almost smiles. Almost. The corner of his mouth twitches. It's barely there, but she sees it. Hungry, he asks. She nods. They move to the kitchen. Jason starts pulling things out of the fridge. Vegetables.
Chicken.
Fresh herbs. He cooks. Not the way someone who just throws a meal together cooks. Precise. Methodical. Every movement deliberate. Knife work that would make a chef jealous. He's done this 1,000 times. Alone. Always alone. Amelia watches from the island. Doesn't offer to help. Senses he doesn't want it. He's used to doing everything himself. Used to not needing anyone. She recognizes the signs. Because she's been alone too. The silence between them is different now.
Not awkward.
Not heavy. Just
there.
Comfortable in a way that surprises both of them. Why'd you come to Florida? Jason asks, not looking up from the cutting board. Amelia considers her answer. She could lie. Could give him the surface-level version. But something about him, about this moment, makes her want to tell the truth. Needed a reset. Bad breakup. Worst job. She pauses. Felt like I was drowning. Thought sunshine might help. He nods. Doesn't offer sympathy. Doesn't say he's sorry. Just acknowledges it.
She appreciates that.
You, she asks. Why Florida? Why here? I've been here 5 years. That's not an answer. He stops cutting. Looks at her. Really looks. Running from something? His jaw tightens. Healing from something. The honesty in those 3 words hits her harder than she expected. She nods. Doesn't push. Doesn't ask what he's healing from. Because she understands. Some wounds don't have names. Some pain doesn't fit into neat explanations. He appreciates that. The fact that she doesn't pry. Doesn't demand his story. Most people would. Most people would see his isolation and think they have a right to know why. But Amelia just lets it be. What do you do? She asks, shifting topics. Real estate development. Buy land. Build things. Sell them. That why you have this place? I built this place. For me. She glances around. Takes in the clean lines. The expensive finishes. The complete lack of personal warmth. It's beautiful. But lonely. He meets her eyes. Holds them. Loneliness is safer than the alternative. What's the alternative? Losing people. The air shifts. Something unspoken passes between them. She understands. Not the details. Not the specifics. But the feeling underneath. The fear of opening yourself up and having it all ripped away. She's felt it too. That paralyzing terror of letting someone in only to watch them leave. Or worse. Watch them stay but stop seeing you. Neither of them speaks. But they don't need to. Jason finishes cooking. They eat at the island. The food is incredible. Perfectly seasoned chicken. Roasted vegetables that somehow taste better than they have any right to. He doesn't ask if she likes it. Doesn't fish for compliments. He just eats in silence. But Amelia notices the way he watches her from the corner of his eye. The way his shoulders relax, slightly, when she takes a second helping. The way something in him softens when she hums quietly in satisfaction. He's been alone so long he's forgotten what it feels like to share space with someone. To cook for someone. To care if someone enjoys what he's made. And she's been alone so long she's forgotten what it feels like to be seen. To be noticed. To matter to someone. Even in these small, quiet ways. They clean up together. Don't discuss it. Just fall into an easy rhythm. She rinses. He loads the dishwasher. Their hands brush when she passes him a plate. That same electricity. That same sharp awareness. His jaw tightens. She pulls her hand back faster than necessary. Neither of them acknowledges it. Again. You can take the guest room, Jason says, wiping down the counter. Down the hall. Second door on the left. Fresh towels in the bathroom. There's clothes in the dresser. Might be too big, but they're clean. Thank you. He nods. Doesn't meet her eyes. Storm's supposed to last another day. Maybe two. I'll get you out of here as soon as I can. I know. He wants to say something else. She can see it. The way his mouth opens slightly. The way he hesitates. But whatever it is stays locked inside. He just nods again and walks away. Back to his office. Back to his isolation. Amelia stands in the kitchen alone, listening to his footsteps fade. Feeling the absence of him like a physical thing. She should go to the guest room. Should sleep. Should stop thinking about the way his eyes burned amber when he looked at her. Should stop replaying the feeling of his arms around her last night. Should stop wanting to know everything about him. But she can't. So instead, she goes back to the library. Curls up in the chair again. Watches the fire. And waits. Hours pass. The house is quiet. The snow falls steadily outside. She's almost asleep when she hears it. Growling. Low. Distant. But unmistakable. Her eyes snap open. Heart already racing. She stands. Moves to the window. Presses her face against the cold glass. And there it is. A wolf. Massive. Bigger than any wolf should be. Silver-gray fur that catches the moonlight. It prowls the grounds, moving with a predator's grace. Powerful. Dangerous. Beautiful. It stops. Right below her window. Anne looks up. Amber eyes. Glowing. Intelligent. Not animal eyes. Something more. Their gazes lock. Amelia's breath catches. Her heart slams against her ribs. She should be terrified. Should be running. Should be screaming. But she can't move. Can't breathe. Can't look away. The wolf tilts its head, studying her. And in that moment she knows. She knows that wolf is Jason. The wolf holds her gaze for another heartbeat. Then turns. And vanishes into the trees. Amelia stands at the window. Shaking. Not from cold. From the weight of what she just saw. What she just understood. She tells herself it's impossible. Tells herself she's exhausted, stressed, seeing things that aren't there. Florida has wolves, right? Maybe. Probably. It was just a wolf. Just an animal. But deep down she knows. That wasn't just a wolf. That was him. And tomorrow she's going to confront him. She's going to look Jason Alex in the eye and demand the truth. Even if it shatters everything she thought she knew about the world. But here's the thing. Here's what she doesn't know yet. There's something else. Something Jason hasn't told her. Something he's been hiding since the moment he found her at his gate. And it's going to put her life in danger. Don't go anywhere. Chapter 4. Morning comes too fast. Amelia barely slept. Spent most of the night staring at the ceiling, replaying what she saw. The wolf. Those amber eyes. The impossible truth that her logical brain refuses to accept but her gut knows is real. She doesn't mention it. Not when she finds Jason in the kitchen at dawn, coffee already brewing. Not when they eat breakfast in silence, the tension between them so thick she can barely breathe. Not when he disappears into his office again, the door closing with a finality that feels like a wall going up. But Jason knows. He can smell the shift in her. Fear, yes, that's there, sharp and acidic. But underneath it, something else. Curiosity. Wonder. The scent of someone whose world just expanded in ways they can't explain but can't ignore either. He's been around humans long enough to know when they suspect. When they're on the edge of putting pieces together. And Amelia is smart. Too smart. She saw him last night. Saw the wolf. And she's not the type to dismiss what her eyes tell her. He finds her in the library again. Of course she's there. Curled up in his chair like she owns it, book open in her lap. But she's not reading. She's staring into the fire, lost in thought. Her scent fills the room, vanilla and that floral note that drives his wolf crazy. "We need to talk," he says from the doorway. She doesn't startle, doesn't jump. Just closes the book slowly and looks at him. About the wolf? His eyes flash amber. Involuntary. A response he can't control when she cuts straight to the truth like that. "You saw." "I saw a wolf. I saw you." "I'm not stupid, Jason." He exhales. Long and slow. Runs a hand through his hair. Starts pacing. This is it. The moment where everything changes. Where she runs or she stays. Where he loses her before he ever really had her. "I didn't want you to know." "Why?" "Because people who know don't stick around. They run. Or they use it against me." Amelia stands. Walks toward him. Not away. Toward. That alone shocks him into stillness. She stops a few feet away, close enough that he can feel her warmth, see the determination in her eyes. "I'm not running. And I'm not them." He stares at her, searching her face for the lie, for the fear that's going to send her bolting for the door. "You should be terrified." "I'm not." "Why?" "Because you saved me. Because you've had 100 chances to hurt me, and you haven't. Because I see you, Jason. And you're not a monster." Something inside him breaks. His control, the iron grip he's kept on himself for 5 years, shatters. His eyes shift fully, gold flooding the amber. His hands change. Claws extending from fingertips. Bones cracking and reforming just enough to show her what he is. What he's capable of. She doesn't flinch. Doesn't back away. Doesn't gasp or scream or any of the things humans do when confronted with the impossible. She just looks at him. Really looks. Like she's seeing past the claws and the inhuman eyes to the man underneath. "I'm a werewolf, Amelia." The words taste bitter. Foreign. He's never said them out loud to a human before. Never had to. An alpha. "I've killed people. I've done things." "To protect yourself," she interrupts. "To survive." He stops. Stares at her. "How do you know?" "Because I've spent my whole life surviving too." The moment hangs between them. Heavy. Weighted with everything they're not saying. She doesn't know his story. Doesn't know about the massacre. About watching his entire pack slaughtered. About being the only one who made it out alive because he was stronger, faster, more ruthless than the wolves who came for them. But she doesn't need to know the details to understand the essence. Survival. That's what they both know. That's the language they both speak. Jason's hands shift back. Claws retracting. Eyes fading to that human amber. He takes a shaky breath. "You're not afraid." "Should I be?" "Most people would be." "I'm not most people." A ghost of a smile crosses his face. Then his phone buzzes. Loud. Insistent. Shattering the moment. He pulls it out. Reads the message. And his entire body goes rigid. The warmth drains from his face. His jaw locks. His scent changes, sharp, aggressive, protective. His wolf surges forward, every instinct screaming danger. "What?" Amelia asks, stepping closer. "What is it?" He looks up at her. And for the first time since they met, she sees real fear in his eyes. Not for himself. For her. "There's another pack in Miami. They've been tracking me. They think I'm weak because I've been alone." He pauses. "They're coming." Her heart kicks into overdrive. "When?" "Tonight." The word lands like a punch. Tonight. Hours away. Not enough time to run. Not enough time to prepare. Not enough time to do anything except face whatever's coming. What do they want? Her voice is steady, calmer than she feels. Territory.
Power.
Me dead.
She processes that.
Processes the fact that there are more werewolves. That there's a whole world she knew nothing about until yesterday. That Jason has enemies who want to kill him. That she's standing in the middle of something dangerous and deadly and completely out of her control. She steps closer. Then we leave. He almost laughs. Almost. They'll follow. Then we fight. Now he does laugh. A bitter, humorless sound. He looks at her like she's insane. You're human. I'm smart. And I'm not leaving you. The words hang in the air. Final. Absolute. Jason stares at her. And something shifts in his chest. Something terrifying and exhilarating and completely unwanted. Because she means it. This woman he's known for less than 2 days is standing in his library telling him she's not leaving him to face a pack of werewolves alone. You don't know what you're saying. Yes, I do. They'll kill you, Amelia. You understand that? You're human. You don't heal like we do. One wrong move and you're dead. Then don't let them make a wrong move. His wolf roars approval. Wants her. Wants to keep her. Wants to mark her as his and tear apart anyone who tries to take her from him. Jason fights it down.
Barely.
Why, he asks. Why would you stay? You don't owe me anything. Because you saved my life. Because I'm not a coward. And because. She hesitates. Because I think you've been alone long enough. The truth in those words nearly breaks him. He wants to argue. Wants to grab her and throw her in his car and drive her as far from here as possible before the pack arrives. Wants to keep her safe even if it means never seeing her again. But he can't. Because the text he just received didn't just say they were coming. It said they already knew about her. They'd been watching. Waiting. They knew Jason had a human in his house. They knew he'd let someone in after 5 years of isolation. And that made her a target. Even if he sent her away now, they'd follow. They'd hunt her down just to hurt him. Just to prove he was weak. Just to take away the one thing he'd allowed himself to care about in half a decade. She's already in danger. And the only way to keep her alive is to keep her close. There's something else, he says quietly. Her eyes narrow. What?
They know about you.
They've been watching the house. They know you're here. The color drains from her face. How long? I don't know. Days, maybe. Before you even arrived. So she stops. Processes. The storm. Was that them? Jason shakes his head.
No. The storm was just bad luck. But they used it.
Knew it would trap you here. Knew it would give them time. Time for what? To use you against me. Amelia sits down hard in the chair. Her hands are shaking. Not from fear, not entirely. From anger. From the realization that she's been a pawn in something she didn't even know existed. So, what do we do? She asks. Jason is quiet for a long moment. Thinking. Strategizing. His alpha instincts kicking in. He hasn't led a pack in 5 years. Hasn't been responsible for anyone but himself.
But those instincts don't die.
They just lie dormant. Waiting. We prepare, he says finally. The house is secure. Reinforced. I build it that way for a reason. They can't get in easily. But when they come, and they will come, it's going to get violent. How many?
5.
Maybe 6.
And you.
Just me. The odds are terrible. Even for an alpha. 6 against 1 is suicide. But Jason has been preparing for this for 5 years. Every security measure. Every weapon. Every contingency plan. He's been waiting for the day someone came for him. He just didn't expect to have someone to protect when it happened. I need you to listen to me, he says, crouching in front of her chair. Eye level. Serious. When they come, you stay inside. You don't come out no matter what you hear. No matter what you see. You lock yourself in the safe room I'm going to show you and you don't open it until I come for you. And if you don't come? His jaw tightens. Then you wait until morning.
Take my car.
The keys are in the kitchen. You drive to the airport and you get on a plane and you forget you ever met me. Jason. Promise me. She looks at him. Really looks. Sees the fear underneath the determination. The certainty that he's not going to make it through the night. That this is goodbye.
No.
His eyes flash gold. No. I'm not promising that. I'm not hiding while you die. And I'm sure as hell not forgetting you. Amelia. You said they want territory.
Power.
They want you dead because they think you're weak. So prove them wrong.
How? She stands.
Looks down at him. Show them you're not alone anymore. Jason's about to make a decision that will either save them both or get Amelia killed. And trust me, what happens next is not what you think. Because Amelia Rowan isn't just some human who got caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. She's smart, observant, and she's about to prove that humans don't need claws and fangs to be dangerous.
She just needs to be strategic. Chapter 5.
Dusk comes too fast. The light fades from gray to deep purple, shadows stretching long across the snow-covered grounds. Inside the mansion, tension coils tight. Jason moves through the house like a caged predator, checking windows, testing locks, his body humming with barely contained energy. His wolf is close to the surface now, pacing, snarling, ready. Amelia watches him from the living room window, heart hammering against her ribs. He's explained the plan, showed her the safe room, a reinforced panic room in the basement with supplies, a satellite phone, everything she'd need to survive if things go wrong. He made her memorize the code. Made her promise she'd use it. She didn't promise. But she let him think she did. Because she's not hiding. Not this time. Jason stops at the window beside her. Looks out at the darkening landscape. His jaw is set. His eyes are already shifting, gold bleeding through the amber. They're here, he says quietly. She doesn't ask how he knows. Doesn't need to. She can feel it too. A change in the air. A pressure. Like the world is holding its breath. Then she sees them. 5 wolves emerge from the tree line. Massive. Bigger than any natural wolf has a right to be. Silver, black, russet gray. They move in formation, calculated, coordinated. This isn't a random attack. This is tactical. They've done this before. They stop at the edge of the property. The largest one, coal black with eyes that gleam red even in the fading light, steps forward, tilts its head back, and howls. The sound tears through the silence. Primal. Threatening. A declaration of war. Jason's entire body tenses. His hands are already shifting, claws extending. Get to the safe room. Now. Jason. Now, Amelia. But she doesn't move.
Can't.
Because she sees what he's about to do. He's going to walk out there alone. Going to face 5 trained killers with nothing but his rage and his desperation to keep her safe. And he's going to die. I'm not leaving you, she says. He turns to her. Eyes fully gold now. Wolf staring out from behind a human face.
You don't have a choice.
Yes, I do. Before he can argue, before he can force her into that basement and lock her away, she runs. Not toward the safe room. Toward his office. Amelia. His roar follows her down the hall, but she doesn't stop. She bursts into the office, eyes scanning frantically. She was in here yesterday.
Saw something.
Blueprints spread across his desk. Security system specs. This house isn't just a mansion. It's a fortress. And Jason built it that way for a reason. She finds what she's looking for. A control panel hidden behind a bookshelf. She yanks the shelf aside, pulls open the panel. Screens flicker to life. Cameras. Motion sensors. Automated locks. Perimeter defenses. Jason built this place to withstand a siege. He just never expected to have help operating it. Her fingers fly across the touchscreen. She's a data analyst. Systems are what she does. And this system? It's sophisticated, yes. But it's logical. Intuitive. She pulls up the camera feeds. Sees the wolves spreading out, circling the property, looking for weak points. She activates the motion sensors. Exterior lights flood the grounds, blinding bright. The wolves scatter, startled.
Good.
That buys seconds. She locks down the automated gates. Heavy steel barriers slam down over windows on the first floor. The mansion transforms from a home into a bunker. Outside, Jason has shifted. She sees him on the cameras. A massive silver-gray wolf, bigger than any of the others.
Alpha.
He stands at the main gate, head high, challenging, daring them to come closer. The black wolf snarls, charges. Jason meets him head-on. The impact is brutal. Teeth and claws and raw power. They collide in a tangle of fur and fury, rolling through the snow, tearing at each other with savage precision. Blood sprays. Dark against white. Amelia's stomach twists. But she doesn't look away. She watches the cameras. Tracks the other 4 wolves. They're trying to flank him. Trying to overwhelm him while he's distracted. She won't let that happen. She activates the exterior sprinkler system. In December. In snow. It's insane. But the sudden blast of ice-cold water hits 3 of the wolves mid-stride. They yelp, stumble, disoriented. Jason uses the distraction. Breaks away from the black wolf. Goes for the closest one, a gray wolf that was seconds away from his throat. He tackles it. Jaws clamping down on its shoulder. The wolf howls. Tries to shake him off.
Can't.
But the others are regrouping. Shaking off the water. Circling again. 5 against 1. Even with Amelia's help, the odds are impossible. One of them, a russet-colored female, lean and fast, breaks away from the group. She's not going for Jason. She's going for the house. For Amelia. Amelia sees her on the camera. Watches her sprint across the grounds, a blur of red fur and lethal intent. She hits the reinforced door. Once.
Twice.
The door holds, but the glass beside it doesn't. The wolf crashes through the window. Amelia's heart stops. She's in the office, 50 feet from the living room, from the wolf that just broke in. She hears the snarl, hears the click of claws on hardwood, hears the deep, rumbling growl of a predator hunting. She grabs the first thing she sees. The fireplace poker leaning against the wall beside Jason's desk. Heavy. Iron. Not much of a weapon against a 200-pound killing machine. But it's all she has. She steps out of the office. The wolf is in the hallway. 30 feet away. Blood-red fur slick with snow. Eyes locked on Amelia. Lips pulled back in a snarl that reveals teeth designed to tear through flesh. They stare at each other. Amelia's hands are shaking. Her heart is slamming so hard, she can hear it in her ears. Every instinct screams at her to run.
To hide.
To do anything except stand here, facing down a werewolf with nothing but a poker. But she doesn't run. She plants her feet, raises the poker, and stares that wolf down like she has every right to be here. Like this is her home too. Come on then, she says. Voice steadier than she feels. The wolf lunges.
Fast.
So impossibly fast. 1 second it's 30 feet away. The next it's airborne. Jaws open. Aiming for Amelia's throat. She swings. The poker connects with the side of the wolf's head.
Hard.
The impact reverberates up her arms, nearly knocking the weapon from her hands. The wolf yelps. Crashes into the wall beside her. Stumbles. Amelia doesn't wait.
She swings again.
Catches the wolf across the shoulder. It snarls. Snaps at her. Misses by inches. Then it retreats. Backs away. Shaking its head. Blood dripping from a gash above its eye. It looks at Amelia with something that might be respect. Or fury. Hard to tell. But it doesn't attack again. It turns. Leaps back through the broken window.
Gone.
Amelia stands in the hallway. Poker still raised. Heart still racing. She's shaking so hard she can barely stand. But she's alive. Outside, the fight is ending. Jason has 2 of the wolves down. Not dead, but injured enough that they're retreating, limping back toward the tree line. The black wolf, the alpha of their pack, is still standing. Still fighting. But he's bleeding. Favoring his left side. And Jason? Jason is a nightmare made flesh. All fury and teeth and absolute refusal to lose. The Black Wolf realizes it. Realizes he can't win this.
Not tonight.
Not with the human interfering. Not with this level of resistance. He howls. A retreat call. The remaining wolves fall back. The russet female limps out from the side of the house, blood trailing behind her. They disappear into the trees. Vanish like shadows. Jason doesn't chase them. Doesn't pursue. He stands at the gate, sides heaving, watching until he's sure they're gone. Then he shifts. The transformation is violent. Bones cracking. Fur receding. Muscle and sinew reforming. He collapses to his knees in the snow, naked, panting, covered in blood. Some his. Most not. He looks up at the house. Sees Amelia standing in the broken window. Poker still in her hands. Eyes fierce and wild and absolutely unafraid. "You didn't run," he says. Voice raw. Breathless. "I told you. I'm not them." He stands. Slowly. Pain etched across every movement. But he crosses to her. Steps through the broken window. Doesn't stop until he's right in front of her. He cups her face with bloody hands. Searches her eyes. Looking for fear. For regret. For the moment she realizes what she's gotten herself into and decides to leave. He doesn't find it. "You're incredible," he says. She smiles. Small. Real. "I know." And then he kisses her. Hard. Desperate. Like she's the only thing keeping him tethered to this world. She kisses him back just as fiercely. Drops the poker. It clatters to the floor. Her hands find his face, his hair, his shoulders. Pulling him closer. Needing to feel him alive and whole and real. The dam breaks. All the tension. All the fear. All the longing they've been holding back since the moment they met. It pours out in that kiss. Raw. Unfiltered. Desperate. Jason pulls her inside. Doesn't break the kiss. Can't. His hands are in her hair. On her waist. Everywhere. She's pressed against him. Feeling the heat of his body. The rapid beat of his heart matching hers. They don't make it past the hallway. He breaks the kiss. Just barely. Rests his forehead against hers. Both of them breathing hard. "Amelia." "Don't," she whispers. "Don't apologize. Don't tell me this is a mistake. Don't." He kisses her again. Softer this time. Slower. Savoring. "I was going to say, thank you." For what? For staying. For fighting. For not running when any sane person would have. She pulls back just enough to meet his eyes. Gold. Still. Beautiful. Maybe I'm not sane. Maybe neither of us are. He kisses her temple. Her cheek. The corner of her mouth. She sighs. Melts into him. And for the first time in 5 years, Jason feels something other than emptiness. Something other than the cold, isolated existence he's built for himself. He feels whole. They stay like that for a long moment, wrapped around each other. Hearts slowing. Reality settling back in. "You're bleeding," Amelia says finally, noticing the gashes across his ribs, his shoulder. "I'll heal." "How fast?" "Fast enough." She touches one of the wounds gently. He hisses. Not from pain. From the intimacy of it. From the fact that she's touching him without fear. Without revulsion. "Come on," she says. Takes his hand. Leads him toward the bathroom. "Let me clean you up." He follows. Because what else is he going to do? This woman just faced down a werewolf with a fireplace poker. Operated his security system, like she built it herself. Refused to hide when any rational person would have locked themselves in the safe room and prayed. She's extraordinary. And she's his. His wolf purrs in agreement. Satisfied. Content. For the first time in 5 years, they're in complete agreement. They've found their mate. And they're never letting her go. Chapter 6. More. Ning light filters through the curtains. Soft. Golden. The kind of light that makes everything feel suspended in time. Like the world outside doesn't exist. Like nothing matters except this moment. They're tangled in blankets on the floor of Jason's bedroom. Not the bed. The floor. Because they never made it that far last night. Collapsed there in the aftermath, exhausted, wrapped around each other, unwilling to let go even for the comfort of a mattress. Jason's awake. Has been for an hour. Just lying there, watching Amelia sleep. The rise and fall of her chest. The way her hair spills across the pillow they eventually pulled down from the bed. The peaceful expression on her face that makes her look younger. Softer. His wounds are already healing. Accelerated regeneration. One of the perks of being a werewolf. The gashes across his ribs are pink scars now. By tonight, they'll be gone completely. Like the fight never happened. But it did happen. And she stayed. That's the part he can't wrap his mind around. She stayed. Fought. Risked her life for him. A man she's known for 3 days. A werewolf. A monster, by any reasonable definition. But she doesn't see him that way. He traces lazy circles on her shoulder. Bare skin warm under his fingertips. She stirs. Makes a soft sound. Not quite awake yet. Somewhere between sleep and consciousness. He should let her rest. Should give her space after everything that happened. But he can't stop touching her. Can't stop needing the physical confirmation that she's here.
Real. Alive.
Her eyes flutter open.
Green. Clear.
She blinks. Focuses on him. A slow smile spreads across her face. Hey, she whispers. Hey. They lie there, just looking at each other. No words needed. Everything they need to say is in the way he's touching her. The way she's looking at him. The way neither of them wants this moment to end. You okay? He asks finally. She nods. You? Yeah. It's not entirely true. He's sore. Exhausted. His body used up enormous amounts of energy healing itself. But compared to what could have happened, what should have happened, he's more than okay. I can't believe you fought off a werewolf with a fireplace poker, he says. She laughs.
Soft.
A little breathless. I can't believe I did either. In the moment, it seemed like the only option. You could have died. So could you. I'm built for that. You're not. She shifts. Props herself up on one elbow, so she can look down at him. Jason. I'm not fragile. I'm not some damsel who needs protecting every second. Yes, I'm human. Yes, you're stronger than me. But I have a brain. I have instincts. And I'm not going to stand by and watch you die just because I don't have claws. He stares at her. Something fierce and possessive surges through him. His wolf rumbles approval. She's a fighter. A survivor. Exactly what an alpha needs in a mate. The thought stops him cold.
Mate.
Is that what this is? He's known her for 3 days. That's not enough time to know someone. Not enough time to make life-altering decisions. But wolves don't work on human timelines. When they know, they know. And his wolf knew the moment he caught her scent at his gate. What? Amelia asks, noticing the shift in his expression. Nothing. Liar. He almost smiles. You don't miss anything, do you? Nope. He's quiet for a moment, gathering his thoughts. Trying to figure out how to say what he's thinking without scaring her off. Why'd you really come to Florida? She blinks. The question catches her off guard. She's quiet for a long moment. He can see her deciding how honest to be, whether to give him the surface answer or the truth. She chooses truth. I was drowning, she says finally. In Chicago, I had this life that looked good on paper. Good job, decent apartment, boyfriend who checked all the boxes. But I felt invisible. Like I was just going through motions. Like I was living someone else's idea of what my life should be, not actually living my life. Jason listens. Doesn't interrupt. Doesn't offer platitudes or empty reassurances. Just listens. Then I found out he was cheating, she continues. My boyfriend. 6 months he'd been sleeping with his coworker. And the worst part? I wasn't even that upset. I was just tired. Tired of pretending to care about someone who clearly didn't care about me. She pauses. Looks away. Out the window at the snow-covered grounds. And my boss was taking credit for my work. For months. Every analysis I did, every report I wrote, he'd presented as his own. I confronted him once. He told me I was being dramatic, that I should be grateful he was giving me opportunities to contribute. Jason's jaw tightens. He wants to ask for the man's name, his address, wants to show him what happens to people who diminish someone like Amelia, but he stays quiet. Lets her finish. And I realized I didn't have anyone. No one who saw me, really saw me. My friends took his side in the breakup because he was more fun at parties. My family kept asking when I was going to get promoted, get married, have kids, like those were the only things that mattered. And I couldn't breathe anymore. She looks back at him, eyes shining but not crying. So I left, booked a flight. Figured I'd find myself in the sunshine or whatever people do when their lives fall apart. She laughs. Soft. Self-deprecating. Then I got stranded in a snowstorm and met a werewolf. Life's weird. Jason smiles. Really smiles. You found yourself. I found you. The words settle between them. Heavy. Meaningful. More than just a statement of fact. He kisses her forehead. Gentle. Reverent. I was alone for 5 years. She waits. Senses this is important. That he's about to tell her something he hasn't told anyone. After my pack was slaughtered, he continues. Voice low. Controlled. But she can hear the pain underneath. I was the only survivor. 23 wolves. My family. My friends. Everyone I'd ever known. Gone in one night. Amelia's breath catches. She places her hand on his chest. Over his heart. Grounding him. Another pack came for us. Bigger. Stronger. They wanted our territory. Our resources. They didn't just kill us. They made it brutal. Made it a message. This is what happens when you stand in our way. His eyes are distant now. Seeing something she can't. Something he's tried to forget, but never can. I fought. Killed 3 of theirs. But there were too many. I should have died with them. But I ran. I'm the alpha. I'm supposed to protect my pack. And I ran. You survived. Amelia says softly. That's not the same as running. Feels the same. It's not. He looks at her. Really looks. Searching for judgment. For disgust. For confirmation that he's the coward he believes himself to be. He doesn't find it. I blamed myself, he says. For 5 years. Told myself if I'd been faster, stronger, smarter, I could have saved them. So I left. Came here. Built this place. Made sure I'd never be responsible for anyone again. Never have to watch someone die, because I wasn't enough. Jason. I shut everyone out. Stopped answering calls. Stopped going to pack meetings. There's a whole network of wolves out there, and I walked away from all of it. Because it was safer. Because loneliness is better than loss. Amelia shifts. Moves so she's lying on top of him. Face inches from his. Making sure he can't look away. And now. He trails off. Cups her face with both hands. Now you're here. And you make me want to stop hiding. Then don't. It's not that simple. Why not? Because what if I can't protect you? What if? She cuts him off with a kiss. Hard. Absolute. When she pulls back, her eyes are fierce. I don't need you to protect me every second. I need you to trust that I can take care of myself. That we can take care of each other. He stares at her. And something inside him shifts. A wall he didn't even know was still standing crumbles. Because she's right. This isn't about him being strong enough to protect her. It's about them being strong enough together. I've never met anyone like you, he says. Good. I'd hate to be boring. He laughs. Actually laughs. The sound surprises both of them. When was the last time he laughed? Really laughed? He can't remember. She grins. Pleased with herself. There it is. I was starting to think you didn't know how. Didn't have much reason to. You do now. He pulls her down. Kisses her again. Slower this time. Taking his time. Memorizing the taste of her. The feel of her. The way she fits against him like She was designed for this exact purpose. When they break apart, she's breathless. So, what happens now? What do you mean? The pack that attacked us. They're gonna come back, right? Jason's expression darkens. Eventually. Yes. How long? Days. Weeks. Depends on how badly they want this territory. And when they come? I'll handle it. We'll handle it. He starts to argue. Stops. Because she's not asking for permission. She's stating fact. They're in this together now. Whether he likes it or not. You're serious about this, he says. Not a question. An observation. Dead serious. You understand what that means? You can't just walk away. If you're with me, if you stay, you're part of this world. My world. And it's dangerous. Violent. Nothing like the life you had before. The life I had before was killing me slowly. This. She gestures between them. This is the first time I've felt alive in years. His wolf howls in triumph. Mate. Ours. Keep her. Jason doesn't fight it anymore. Okay, he says. Okay. Okay. You stay. We do this together. She smiles. Wide. Genuine. The kind of smile that lights up her entire face. Good. Because I wasn't asking for permission. He laughs again. Pulls her close. Buries his face in her hair. Breathes in her scent. Vanilla and that floral note that drives him crazy. But underneath it now, something else. Him. His scent mingling with hers. Marking her in the most primal way possible. What are we going to do about the pack in Miami? She asks. I don't know yet, but I'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, he agrees. They lie there, wrapped around each other. The morning sun warming the room. Outside, the snow is starting to melt. The storm is finally breaking. Roads will clear soon. Life will return to normal. Except nothing about this is normal. And neither of them wants it to be. Because somewhere in the chaos of the last 3 days, they found something neither of them was looking for. Something they didn't even know they needed. They found each other. And for the first time in 5 years, Jason Alex isn't alone anymore. For the first time in longer than she can remember, Amelia Rowan isn't invisible. They're seen. Known. Accepted. And that changes everything. Chapter 7. 3 days pass. 3 days of quiet. Of normalcy. Of pretending the world outside doesn't exist. Jason and Amelia are inseparable. They fall into a rhythm that feels natural, effortless. Mornings in the library with coffee and books. Afternoons cooking together. Her teaching him recipes from Chicago, him showing her how to season venison he keeps stocked in the freezer. Evenings by the fire, talking about everything and nothing. Nights tangled together, learning each other's bodies, each other's needs. The storm clears on the second day. Roads reopen. The airport resumes flights. She could leave. Should leave. Her vacation was supposed to be in Miami, not trapped in northern Florida with a werewolf. But she doesn't leave. And he doesn't ask her to. They don't talk about what happens next. Don't make plans or promises or declarations. They just exist in this bubble where the past doesn't matter and the future can wait. Where it's just the two of them and the snow melting outside and the slow, steady building of something neither of them wants to name yet. But they both know it's there. On the third evening, Jason's making dinner. Amelia's setting the table. She's humming. Something soft and tuneless. He watches her move through his kitchen like she's always been there. Like this is her home too. His wolf is content. Settled. For the first time in 5 years, there's no restlessness. No pacing. No constant vigilance. Just peace. Then the doorbell rings. Not the intercom at the gate. The doorbell, which means someone got past the perimeter. Past the security system. Past every defense he built into this place. Jason's entire body goes rigid. His eyes flash gold. Amelia sees it. Sees the way his shoulders tense. The way his hands curl into fists. Stay here, he says. Jason. Stay. Here. He moves to the door. Amelia ignores him. Follows. Stays back, but close enough to see. Close enough to run if needed. Jason opens the door. And freezes. Because standing on his porch, flanked by the same 5 wolves from 3 nights ago. Now in human form, dressed in expensive clothes, looking like they just stepped out of a boardroom, is a woman. Late 50s. Maybe 60. Elegant in a way that's deliberate, calculated. Tailored coat. Designer heels. Jewelry that costs more than most people make in a year. Dark hair pulled back in a flawless chignon. Eyes the same amber as Jason's, but colder. Sharper. She smiles. All teeth. No warmth. Hello, Jason. Jason's face goes blank. Completely neutral. But Amelia sees the way his hands shake. Sees the way his breathing changes. This woman terrifies him. And that terrifies Amelia. Lorraine. One word. A name. But it carries weight. History. Pain. Amelia steps forward. Positions herself beside Jason. Not behind. Beside. Who is she? Jason doesn't look at her. Can't tear his eyes away from the woman on his porch. My mother. Amelia's blood runs cold. His mother. The woman who raised him. Who should have protected him. But there's nothing maternal in the way she's looking at Jason. Nothing warm or loving. Just cold calculation. Like he's a chess piece. An asset to be leveraged. Lorraine's eyes slide to Amelia. Assessing. Dismissive. And who is this? None of your business, Jason says. Oh, darling. Everything about you is my business. I am your alpha. Or have you forgotten? I left the pack 5 years ago. You ran. There's a difference. Lorraine steps forward. The wolves behind her move as one, a coordinated unit. I came to take you home. You've been playing hermit long enough. The pack needs its alpha. I'm not coming back. That's not a request. Jason's jaw tightens. His eyes flash fully gold. I'm not coming back, Lorraine. Not even for her? Lorraine's gaze slides to Amelia again. Lingering this time. Calculating. The human. Jason steps in front of Amelia. Blocking her from view. Protective. Possessive. Leave her out of this. Lorraine laughs. Cold. Full. Oh, darling. She's already in it. The moment you touched her, you marked her. Every wolf in 100 miles can smell you on her. She's a target now. Amelia's stomach drops. What does that mean? Lorraine looks past Jason. Speaks directly to her. It means, sweetheart, you're either with the pack or your prey. The words hang in the air. Heavy. Final. Amelia's mind races. Marked. Target. Prey. She understands the implication. Jason's scent is on her. Has been since that first night when he saved her. When he held her close to share body heat. When every werewolf can smell it. Can tell she's claimed. Bonded. Which makes her valuable to those who want to control Jason. And dangerous to those who want to hurt him. You can't do this, Jason says. Voice low. Dangerous. You can't just show up and make demands. I'm not making demands. I'm stating facts. Lorraine's smile sharpens. You've been avoiding your responsibilities for 5 years, Jason. That ends now. You return to Miami. You take your place as my second. And you bring your little human with you. Under pack protection. Or what? Or I let word spread that you've bonded with a human. Alone. Unprotected. Do you know how many packs would love to get their hands on her? How many would use her to get to you? Jason's entire body vibrates with barely contained rage. His wolf is snarling, demanding he shift, demanding he tear his mother apart for threatening Amelia. But he can't. Because she's right. Lorraine is the alpha of one of the most powerful packs in the country. If she spreads word that Amelia is unprotected, every rogue wolf and ambitious alpha within 500 miles will come hunting. Why now? Jason asks. Why after 5 years do you suddenly care? Lorraine's expression flickers. Something crosses her face. Vulnerability? Fear? It's gone before Amelia can identify it. The pack is under threat. We're losing territory. Losing wolves. I need my best fighters back. And whether you like it or not, you're still one of mine. I'm not yours. I haven't been for 5 years. Blood doesn't stop being blood just because you run from it. You let them die, Jason says, voice breaking. My pack. My family. You knew they were coming and you did nothing. Silence. The wolves behind Lorraine shift uncomfortably. They know this story. They were there. I made a strategic decision, Lorraine says finally. Your pack was weak. Expendable. Their territory wasn't worth the resources to defend it. They were people. My people. They were a liability. Jason lunges. Amelia grabs his arm. Holds him back. He could shake her off easily. Could snap her wrist without trying. But he doesn't. He stops. Because she's touching him. Because her presence grounds him. Lorraine watches the interaction. Eyes narrowing. Interesting. You've let her in. Really in. I didn't think you were capable of that anymore. What do you want, Lorraine? I told you. I want you back. Both of you. In Miami. Under pack protection. You'll serve as my second. She'll be given status as your bonded mate. No one will touch her. No one will challenge her. She'll be safe. And if I refuse? Lorraine's smile disappears. Then I leave. And every pack from here to Texas knows there's a bonded human living unprotected in northern Florida. How long do you think it'll take before someone comes for her? Amelia's heart is racing. She understands the trap. If they refuse, she's in danger. If they accept, they're giving up their freedom, trading one prison for another. But Jason doesn't hesitate. No. Lorraine blinks. Excuse me? No. We're not coming. And if you spread word about Amelia, if you put a target on her back, I will hunt you down. I will challenge you. And I will take your pack from you. The threat lands like a physical blow. The wolves behind Lorraine tense. Hands twitching. Eyes flashing. Ready to defend their alpha. But Lorraine just laughs. You? Challenge me? Darling, you couldn't even save your own pack. What makes you think you can take mine? Jason's face goes cold. Empty. The expression of someone who has nothing left to lose. Try me. They stare at each other. Mother and son. Alpha and alpha. A battle of wills that has nothing to do with physical strength and everything to do with who's willing to lose more. Amelia watches them. Sees the resemblance. The same eyes. The same stubborn set to their jaws. The same absolute refusal to back down. But there's something else. Something Lorraine isn't saying. Amelia sees it in the tightness around her eyes. The way she keeps glancing at the wolves behind her. The way her hands are clenched too tightly. She's desperate. Whatever threat the pack is facing, it's serious. And she needs Jason. Needs him badly enough to come here. To threaten Amelia. To drag her son back into a life he walked away from. You have 24 hours, Lorraine says finally. Think about it. Think about what happens to her if you refuse. Think about whether your pride is worth her life. She turns. The wolves follow. They disappear into the darkness beyond the porch lights. Gone as suddenly as they appeared. Jason stands in the doorway. Frozen. Amelia can see him shaking. Can see the war happening inside him. His wolf is howling. Raging. Demanding he protect his mate. But how? How does he protect her from this? Jason, Amelia says softly. He doesn't respond. Doesn't move. Jason, look at me. He turns. And the anguish in his eyes nearly breaks her. I'm so sorry, he says. I never should have. I should have kept my distance. Should have driven you to the airport that first morning and never looked back. Now you're in danger because of me. She steps forward. Cups his face. Forces him to focus on her. Stop. This isn't your fault. It is. Everything is my fault. My pack died because I wasn't strong enough to save them. And now you're going to. I'm going to be fine. We're going to figure this out. How? She's right. If she spreads word, every pack in the region will come for you. And I can't fight them all. Then we don't fight them all. We fight smart. He stares at her. What are you talking about? Your mother. She's desperate. Did you see her? The way she kept looking at her wolves? The way she was trying so hard to seem in control? Whatever's happening in Miami, it's bad. Bad enough that she needs you. Which means we have leverage. What kind of leverage? Information. Power. The one thing she wants more than anything, you. Jason's about to make a decision that will determine whether Amelia lives or dies. Stay with me. This is where it all comes together. Because Amelia Rowan isn't just smart. She's strategic. And she's about to show Jason that sometimes the best way to win a war isn't with claws and teeth. It's with intelligence and a willingness to gamble everything. Chapter 8. 24 hours. That's all they have. Jason paces the living room like a caged animal. Back and forth. Back and forth. His wolf is clawing at him, snarling, demanding action. But there's no clear path forward. No simple solution. Fight and they're outnumbered. Run and they'll be hunted. Submit and they lose everything. Amelia watches him from the couch. She's been thinking, planning, running scenarios through her head the way she used to analyze data sets at her old job. Looking for patterns. Looking for leverage. Looking for the one variable that changes everything. And she found it. We go to Miami, she says. Jason stops. Turns to her. What? We go to Miami. To your mother. But not the way she wants. Amelia. Listen to me.
She stands. Crosses to him.
Your mother is desperate. Whatever's happening with her pack, it's bad enough that she came here. That she threatened us. That she broke 5 years of silence to drag you back. That's not strength. That's weakness. She's still an alpha. Still has power. Power she's losing. You said it yourself. She mentioned losing territory. Losing wolves. She needs you, because her pack is falling apart. Jason's jaw tightens. So we use that. We don't go as her second. We don't go under her control. We go as equals. We negotiate. Negotiate what? Protection for me. Freedom for you. And in exchange, you help her stabilize the pack. On your terms. Not hers. Jason stares at her. She'll never agree to that.
She will.
Because the alternative is watching her pack crumble. And deep down, under all that ice, she's still your mother. She doesn't want to lose you again. You don't know her.
No.
But I know desperation. I know what it looks like when someone's backed into a corner and pretending they're not. She came here with threats because that's all she has left. But threats only work if we're afraid. I am afraid. For you. Amelia takes his hands. I know. But we can't live our lives running from what might happen. We face it. Together. He looks down at their joined hands. Human and wolf. Fragile and strong. It shouldn't work. But somehow it does. What if I can't protect you? He asks quietly. Then I protect myself. Like I did 3 nights ago. We're a team, Jason. Stop trying to carry everything alone. He pulls her close. Buries his face in her hair. Breathes in her scent. The scent that's marked her as his. The scent that's put a target on her back. Okay, he says finally. We do it your way. They arrive in Miami at sunset the next day. Jason drives. Amelia navigates. The city sprawls before them. All glass and concrete and palm trees. A world away from the snow-covered isolation of northern Florida. Lorraine's territory is in Coral Gables. Old money. Established power. The pack house is a mansion that makes Jason's place look modest. Gated. Guarded. Designed to intimidate. Jason parks outside the gates. Doesn't get out immediately. His hands grip the steering wheel. White-knuckled. Last chance, he says. We can still leave. Drive to the airport. Fly somewhere they'll never find us. And spend the rest of our lives looking over our shoulders?
No.
We end this. Today. He looks at her. Something fierce and protective and absolutely terrified burns in his eyes. If anything happens to you, it won't. But if it does, it won't. Trust me.
He does.
That's the terrifying part. He trusts her. This woman he's known for less than a week. He trusts her with his life, with his future, with everything. They get out of the car. The gates open automatically. Someone's been watching, waiting. They walk up the long driveway, side by side. United front. The door opens before they reach it. Lorraine stands in the doorway. Same elegant coat. Same cold smile. But Amelia sees the cracks now. The exhaustion around her eyes. The tension in her shoulders. The way she's standing just a little too stiffly, like she's holding herself together by force of will alone. You came, Lorraine says. We came, Jason replies. But not for the reasons you think. Lorraine's eyes narrow. Then why? To negotiate. She laughs. Cold. Bitter. You're in no position to negotiate, darling. Neither are you, Amelia says. Steps forward. Meets Lorraine's gaze without flinching. Your pack is falling apart. You're losing territory to rival alphas. You're hemorrhaging wolves who don't want to follow a leader who sacrifices her own to save face. You need Jason. But more than that, you need what he represents. Loyalty. Strength. The kind of alpha people actually want to follow. Silence. Lorraine's face goes cold. Careful, human. You're speaking about things you don't understand. I understand perfectly. You made a choice 5 years ago. You let Jason's pack die because you thought they were expendable. And that decision has been haunting you ever since. Not because you feel guilty, though maybe you should, but because other wolves saw what you did. They saw that you'll sacrifice anyone to protect yourself. And they don't trust you anymore. Lorraine's hands clench. How dare you? I dare because I have nothing to lose. Amelia interrupts. You've already made me a target. Already put my life in danger. So I might as well speak the truth while I'm at it. Jason steps beside Amelia. United. She's right. You need me more than I need you. So here's what's going to happen. You give Amelia full pack protection. She's marked as my bonded mate. No one touches her. No one threatens her. She's family. And in exchange? Lorraine asks. I help you stabilize the pack. I deal with your rival alphas. I rebuild the loyalty you've lost. But I do it as an equal. Not as your second. Not as your subordinate. As a partner. You're asking me to share power. I'm offering you a chance to keep it. Lorraine's eyes flash. Gold. Dangerous. For a moment, Amelia thinks she's going to refuse. Going to order them killed just to prove she still can. But then something shifts. Lorraine looks at Jason. Really looks. And for the first time since they arrived, Amelia sees something human in her expression. Something that might be regret. Or pride. Or both. You've grown strong, Lorraine says quietly. Stronger than I expected. I had to. You made sure of that.
Yes.
I did. She pauses. Your pack. The one I let die. I think about them sometimes. Wonder if I made the right choice. You didn't.
No.
I didn't. She straightens. The vulnerability disappears. Alpha mask back in place. But I can't change the past. Only move forward. Then move forward with us. Or move forward alone. Your choice. Lorraine looks between them. Jason, standing tall, no longer the broken wolf who fled 5 years ago. Amelia, human and fragile but radiating a strength that has nothing to do with claws or fangs. She smiles. Small. Genuine. You always were stubborn. Even as a child. Learned from the best. I suppose you did. She steps aside. Gestures into the house. Come inside. We have terms to negotiate. The negotiation takes hours. Lorraine is ruthless. Demanding. But so is Jason. They argue. Compromise. Draw lines and redraw them. Amelia sits beside Jason the entire time. Doesn't speak much. But when she does, it's with precision. With insight that catches Lorraine off guard. By midnight, they have an agreement. Amelia gets full pack protection. Marked. Recognized. Untouchable. Jason gets autonomy. He'll help stabilize the pack, but he won't be controlled. won't be used. He'll build his own territory within the pack structure. His own wolves who choose to follow him, not because they're ordered to, but because they want to. And Lorraine? Lorraine gets to keep her pack. Keep her power. But she has to share it, has to acknowledge that strength isn't about dominance. It's about trust. They seal the agreement the old way. Blood oath. Jason and Lorraine both shift partially, claws extending, and press their palms together. Blood mingles. The bond forms. Ancient. Unbreakable. When it's done, Lorraine looks at Amelia. You're braver than I gave you credit for. Thank you. Don't thank me. Bravery like yours gets people killed. Or it saves them. Lorraine almost smiles. Perhaps. Take care of my son, human. He's stronger with you than he ever was alone. I know. They leave the mansion as the sun rises. Miami glows gold and pink in the early morning light. Jason takes Amelia's hand. Doesn't let go. We did it, he says. We did. You were incredible in there. So were you. He stops. Pulls her close. Kisses her. Deep. Grateful. Relieved. What now? She asks when they break apart. Now we build something new. A pack. A life. Together. Sounds perfect. 6 months later. Miami has become home in ways Amelia never expected. She's opened a consulting firm. Small. Specialized. She helps local businesses optimize their operations. Uses her data analysis skills to solve real problems. And for the first time in her career, people see her, respect her, value her contributions. Jason has built his pack. Small but growing. Wolves who choose to follow him because he's the kind of alpha who leads by example, not by fear. He's rebuilt relationships. Made peace with parts of his past he thought were dead forever. And together? Together they're unstoppable. They're standing on the beach now. South Beach. Tourists everywhere. But they don't notice. Don't care. It's late evening. The moon is rising over the ocean, full and bright. Jason pulls her close. She leans into him. They fit. Always have. Thank you, he says quietly. For what? For seeing me. For staying. For not running when any sane person would have. She smiles. Looks up at him. I told you. I'm not most people. No. You're not. He kisses her forehead. You're everything. Somewhere in the distance a wolf howls. Long, mournful. Beautiful. Jason doesn't flinch. Doesn't tense. He just holds Amelia closer. She doesn't flinch either. Because that howl isn't a threat. It's a greeting. It's recognition. It's the sound of Jason's pack, spread across the city, checking in, saying goodnight, reminding him he's not alone anymore. They've both stopped running. They've both stopped hiding. They've found home, found healing, found each other. And in a world where werewolves exist, where danger lurks in shadows, where nothing is ever truly safe, they've found something even rarer. They've found love that transforms. Love that heals old wounds. Love that makes them better than they were alone. Amelia was drowning in Chicago. Invisible. Unseen. Jason was isolated in Florida. Broken. Haunted. But together? Together they're whole. The moon rises higher. Silver light spills across the water. Jason shifts his grip, intertwines his fingers with hers. Ready to go home? He asks. Always. They walk down the beach. Side by side. Two people who found each other in a snowstorm that shouldn't have existed. Who fought together. Who chose each other against impossible odds. And as they disappear into the Miami night, the moon watches. The wolves watch. The universe watches. Because this is the kind of love stories are written about. The kind that says no matter how broken you are, no matter how lost you feel, there's someone out there who will see you, who will stay, who will fight for you. And when you find them, you hold on. You don't let go. You build a life together. You build a home. If this story moved you, if Amelia and Jason's journey made you believe in second chances and healing, drop a comment and tell me what moment hit you the hardest. Was it when Amelia faced down that wolf with nothing but a fireplace poker? When Jason finally opened up about his past? When she outsmarted Lorraine with a recording? I want to know. And if you haven't subscribed yet, honestly, I'm not even mad. I'm just confused. We've got hundreds more stories like this waiting for you. Alphas who fall hard. Humans who prove they're stronger than anyone expected. Love that heals. Love that transforms. Love that's worth fighting for. Don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button right now. Join the Gracie Werewolf Storybank family, because we're just getting started. And trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next.